drive, center field, well back. Armas looks up, and it's gone. And Reggie Jackson moves ahead of Mickey Mantle. 2-0 Angels.
Welcome once more to Victory Yard, to one-on-one with Reggie Jackson, with 563 home runs on his way to the Hall of Fame. Reggie, how did it all begin? Growing up outside of Philadelphia, did you know you were special very young?
I was a good player in our backyard games.
And you, of course, you had a good opponent in your father.
That's right. I was, my father played in the Negro Leagues for the Newark Eagles. Need to get that in there for Pa. If you weren't on the first string in any sport, and I played baseball, basketball, football, and ran track, but if you weren't on the first team, you had to come home and do chores. And so, you know, I excelled in all the sports and won what they call the, Athlete of the Year in school. And then went to college at Arizona State on a football scholarship. Right. And then turned to baseball. And I was scouted by the Giants and several other teams, pro baseball teams, probably 10 to 15, and also had a chance to sign a professional football contract at a high school.
Really?
But never did.
You were a defensive back primarily?
I was a running back, and played defensive as a defensive back, but I was primarily a running back.
You went out there to play for Frank Kush, who was that sort of a good preparation for Steinbrenner and Finley?
Ooh. Frank Kush was as tough as George, probably tougher. Maybe not as tough as Finley. Finley was very, very tough. But all those people were all part of molding me as a person and developing my character. The tougher they were on me, I think the better person and better young man I became, more obedient, etc. I was raised by a single parent, and so that nurturing of my growth as a child and making sure that I stayed within the guidelines of being a good young gentleman, if you will, or developing the necessities of functioning in society and developing stick-to-itiveness, discipline, and making sacrifices. All of that was part of my father, my oldest brother, Joe, Frank Kush, Bobby Winkles, John McNamara, the people in the minor leagues.
Bobby Winkles was the coach then at Arizona State, and he became a major league
Finley,
manager.
Steinbrenner, they were all part of the person the man I became today. And I don't think I really finished growing as a person that fit into society, Dick, until I retired from baseball.
And you're still growing, I hope.
Yes, I am. I wanted to add that. Thanks for adding that for me.
We'll pause once more, then we'll return to wrap up this edition of Schaap One-on-One, conversation with the Oakland, Baltimore, California, and New York Yankees star, Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, I'd put a sitcom in that time slot, I think.
So anyway, your show's being cancelled.
Cancelled? I just bought a house.
Look at these guys. Network TV programmers. They decide what we watch and when we watch it.
You can't go in there. You have to go.
Who needs them? TiVo. TV your way.
He could dunk a basketball and beat you at one-on-one. He was that one guy who could beat you at ping pong, golf, and tennis. He could pitch a no-hitter and beat you at baseball. He was Joe Montana. Oh, he could beat you at football, too.
Expect more from an original Coors since 1873.
It's tough to beat an original Coors.
Enterprise? You rented our car from Enterprise?
Yeah.
Why Enterprise?
Because they pick us up. Free.
A free pickup? Wow. They ought to be #1.
They are #1.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Outtakes, the new book by Dan Patrick. Full, expanded interviews from Dan's Outtakes column in ESPN the magazine take you inside the minds of today's favorite athletes. Offbeat, revealing, and fuego. Outtakes in bookstores now or through ESPN.com.
You're watching ESPN Classic.
Welcome back to One-on-One with Reggie Jackson, who enjoyed a long and brilliant career in the big leagues and an unbelievable day in the 1977 World Series. Reggie, that day, when you hit those 3 home runs, other players used to stop to watch you take batting practice. Wasn't that a special batting practice that day?
The #1 batting practice in my career. We hit for 5 minutes at that time, and each player in the lineup, I would hit last for effect for the opposition because I stood along the third base line. And I hit probably 35 balls out of 50 swings in a 50-foot radius in right center field. Dick Hauser threw the batting
all
practice
of them into
to
the
me.
stands.
Yes,
Yeah.
and when I left the batting cage and circled the bases, between the media of being maybe 250 around a cage and the fans, I got a standing ovation for BP.
Did you get the ovation from the Dodgers too?
No.
Nor when you hit the 3 home runs. It's amazing you just hit 3 home runs in a World Series. No one had done that except Babe Ruth. But you hit them on 3 consecutive pitches, 3 first pitches.
I never thought about that until it was over and people started talking about it. But the Dodgers continued to pitch to me, and listening to the scouting reports, and the great Bertie Tebbetts had given me the scouting reports of where they were going to pitch me. They came right to where he had anticipated, and we had success.
Reggie, thanks for joining us here on One-on-One. Our viewers, I hope, will rejoin us for the next edition of Schaap One-on-One right here on ESPN Classic.